Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sipnewski. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. I'm making this video for a few different reasons. One, I needed to get some audio samples because my next video, I'm going to do the audio tutorial in LumaFusion. How do we EQ our audio? How do we do audio ducking and the recommended settings for that? And how can we polish up audio that's maybe not so wonderful? So that will be coming up. And while we're on the topic of audio, I figured I would go ahead and do a review of this microphone that I've had for a few weeks. This is the Pop Voice lavalier microphone. You can get this on Amazon for a whopping $11 right now. And I've listened to it. I actually did another video with this. No one could tell the difference. Everybody just assumed it was my deity microphone. And I think the audio from this is totally amazing. So listen, I have YouTube playing in my office all day long. It's on my iPad. Now, I may not just sit and watch YouTube, but I'm definitely listening to it. And if there's one thing I can't stand, it's when a video comes on and the audio is terrible. It goes right through me. It's like nails down a chalkboard for me. I just cannot stand it. Now, there's a couple different reasons why this is happening. One is that someone is relying on the internal microphone within the camera, and that would be a huge mistake because your audio is going to wind up sounding like this. Like crap. It sounds like crap. Or maybe they're using a microphone like this. This is a vlogger's microphone. This is meant to be no further away from your mouth than an arm's length. You can't just have this sitting on top of your camera if your camera is like 5 or 6 feet away from you. You've got to get this microphone as close to you as possible. Now, I know what you're thinking. How am I going to make this cable stretch that far? I can't. No, of course you can't. But that's why they made these. And this is an extension cable. You plug this into the microphone. This way it will go into your camera and stretch about 10 or 12 feet, however long you need it to be to get that microphone as close to you as possible. And the recommended distance is always about 6 inches to a foot, depending on your microphone. So let's say the Rode Video Micro. If you wanted to measure out 6 inches, just bear in mind, this is about 6 inches. If you stretch out your pinky and your thumb, that's about 6 inches from your mouth to wherever your microphone is. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Lady with the deity microphone, of course you're going to get great audio because you can afford this $200 audio. Yeah, you have great audio, but would it surprise you to learn that all of the audio you've been listening to has been captured with the Pop Voice $11 microphone in this whole entire video? So I know you see the deity microphone sitting here. It's actually just sitting here as a decoy. I have the Pop Voice clipped to the foam pop filter of the deity microphone. So let me show you how I have this set up. So tell me, did you fall for it? Did you think that you were listening to the deity, or did you recognize that the audio was so significantly different than my previous videos that you figured it had to be an $11 microphone? Because really, I've listened to the audio samples, and I think the audio coming out of this $11 microphone is sensational. It's really great. Listen, there's no more excuses as to why you have bad audio for your videos. There's none. Everybody has $11. Everyone. Even if you're a kid, I know you can get $11 out of your mom. She probably buys you $70 video games. Make sure you offer to earn it, though. Don't just ask your mom for it. Make sure you offer something up, some service that you can do, shoveling or cleaning up the yard, taking out the trash, something. Things are better when they're earned. All right, and let's talk about what you're going to get for your $11 price tag. You're going to get a few extra foam pop filters, 2 in black, 1 in red, and 1 in orange. I don't necessarily know who would use the red and orange, but that's not my business. Another little accessory you're going to get is this little velvet carrying case. So this is great if you want to just throw this in your camera bag or your purse. It's going to protect the microphone and also to keep all of the accessories together. So this microphone does terminate into a 3.5 pin. So if you want to run this into your phone or your tablet, it can plug directly into it. However, if you want to use it in a camera, like I'm using it right now, you are going to need the additional adapter that it comes with. So this is going to be the adapter with the 2 rings on the 3.5 pin. If you want to use this in a phone, you're going to use the 3.5 pin that has the 3 rings directly on the pin. This is an audio recording of the new microphone, the Pop Voice microphone that you can get on Amazon for $11. I also wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you to one of my subscribers, Merrick. Thank you very much. This is what Merrick is doing. He's so sweet. We found this old family photo that has writing on the back of it. So, of course, I'm Polish. I just automatically assume it's Polish. I show it to my father, and who's fluent in Polish, and he's like, yeah, I don't understand this. And I'm like, maybe Dad's just rusty. It's been a while since he's read Polish. He just maybe forgot. So I send it to Merrick, who is fluent in Polish as well. He looked at it and he agreed that it's not looking like it's Polish. So he's got all of these other people like diving into it to try to translate what this picture says, which I think is just so incredibly sweet. So to Merrick and all of his friends that are helping out, I just want to say dziękuję bardzo. I think it's very, very sweet of you that you guys are taking all the trouble that you are to help us translate into what this picture says. It's absolutely amazing. He's like professors from colleges looking at it. I mean, it's crazy. So once again, thank you so very much. My family and I greatly appreciate it. Before we move on to the next element of why I'm making this video, I think we should go ahead and do a self-noise test of this microphone. So this is where, if you haven't already grabbed your headphones, which I probably should have said this in the beginning of the video, whenever you're watching a video that is going to review a microphone, you should put on headphones or grab your earbuds to really get a true sound of how that microphone is going to sound. So what I'm going to do now is be quiet for a few seconds so that you can hear the self noise of this microphone, where there's no voices, there's nothing, you're just listening to the noise floor of the microphone. So turn the volume up just a little bit on your device, and before I start to speak again, I will give a silent little countdown, because when I start to speak again, it might blow out your eardrums. So let's go ahead and do that now. The next element of why I'm making this video, I wanted to try out this new lens, the Sigma 16mm on my Canon M50 in autofocus. Typically, I use manual focus because I like to have the camera in 4K. However, when you put 4K on the Canon M50, you lose that dual pixel autofocus. I mean, it's there, but it doesn't really work. You just get this weird focus breathing with the lens that's truly annoying, so I never use it. But now that it's not in 4K, you're not having that nice 1.75 crop. So you're seeing a lot more of the studio than you would normally see. So I feel the need to explain this. And this is how I've now set up my rim light. So when you're in a small area like I have here, you have to make compromises with the way that you set up your gear. It's a very tight area. I have to use a wide lens. My key light is like right there. It's super close. My rim light, now I normally had it directly behind me, but it was just shining down on the top of my head, giving my hair like this weird halo look. I never really liked it, so I figured some way to get it to sit up where it should be, on the opposite side of the key light, behind you and tilted down a little bit. So I got one of these little monopods. I attached a friction arm to it, and now I have my Bowling P1 Vlogger attached to this friction arm. So I'm just going to show you how I have it set up. There's the little monopod, and there's the friction arm attached to it, and there is the Bowling P1 attached to that. And now I just sit that directly on top of my table, and that gives me the rim light or the hair light that I like to have in my videos. And there you go. So I think that it's an impressive little setup, but like I said, it's not perfect, but for the area that I'm working in, it's good enough. So you might be wondering why I've purchased yet another microphone, even though I have like 20 of them at this point. Really, I've given a lot of the other microphones away in the last giveaway, and I always like to have extras in my gear bag. You never know when something is going to go wrong. The batteries in your microphone can die, or your microphone could just straight up die, or the cable goes bad for your microphone. You never know. So you always want to have a backup, a just in case, an emergency piece of gear that you can use just in case something goes wrong. Because with me, I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like something always goes wrong. But thank goodness I have the presence of mind to pack extras in my gear bag. This way, when it does go wrong, I know it's going to be okay. Well, that's going to do it here for me today. I thank you so very much for joining me. Thank you again to Merrick and his friends for pitching in for the translation of the picture. Dziękuję bardzo. And until next time, wear your sunblock.
Change on and sit there and just
Provided you get the right place.
Yeah.
They will like that though.
Yeah, right.
Wow, you are
Get the one with
strong.
the mom and cribs. And
Yeah,
pushing
you're
into the corner.
strong.
That was my day.